I'm reporting from Singapore International Energy Week SIEW 2025, where the conversation this year goes beyond ambition. It's about delivery. Now, ASEAN countries have made progress in deploying renewables, but experts say the pace remains too slow to match the region's surging power demand. With most member states still heavily dependent on coal, the challenge now is how to mobilize investment, strengthen policies and build the right infrastructure to make renewables both scalable and reliable across borders. Now, I spoke to Francesco La Camera, Director General of the International Renewable Energy Agency, who says ASEAN must go faster and smarter in designing markets and institutions that can support this clean energy shift.
We have to go faster, that's the reality. And that also because the energy demand, especially electricity, will be rising dramatically in the years to come. We expect 3 times increase in demand by 2050. So be the region also very dependent on coal, this means a huge amount of more emission in the air. So that's the reason it's very, very important that we deploy renewables as much as possible. And concerning what could be the barriers, without entering the reality of each countries, generally speaking, 3 are the areas where government should work. One is the infrastructure. It means that we need the grids that are interconnected, flexible, and balanced among countries and domestically. We need a market that is designed for renewables. What I mean, for example, short-term contracts are not the best option for renewables. We need long-term contract. And long-term contract ensure a very low cost if you compare with other technologies. And as I told you today, renewables in more than 90% of the cases is more convenient than the cheapest coal plant. The third area is we mentioned the human institutional capacity. Human, that means reskilling all the workers that will transition from the fossil fuel sector to renewables. And also for, build curriculum for professionals that serve the new system that is coming.
La Camera also stresses the importance of interconnection, stressing how stronger regional grids will make energy systems more resilient while cutting costs and emissions.
I think Malaysia has a more capacity, more potential for wind than others, for example. Indonesia, they have geothermal, others have hydropower. So putting all these things together in a system and making the electrons moving, that's the future, that's where the challenges are. But if this challenge will be overcome, at the end the region will be less dependent on fossil fuel. We'll have an energy system that's capable to move electron and molecule at a reasonable cost, and also with less social cost and with a clean environment.
As the transition gathers pace, another key question is how ASEAN can meet soaring electricity demand while keeping power affordable. The International Energy Agency projects the region will need about 300 gigawatts of new capacity in the next decade, equivalent to Japan's entire power consumption. Dr. Fateh Birol, Executive Director of the IEA, says governments must take a balanced approach, expanding renewables, improving efficiency, and managing the growing energy use.
In the region, as I mentioned yesterday, the electricity demand will skyrocket. Only in the next 10 years, this region, ASEAN countries, will need electricity equal to 300 gigawatts, which is equal to 1 Japan, will be added in 10 years. It's a huge undertaking. Now, and this demand is driven by the number one driver is the air conditioners, because the you'll be surprised, but the air conditioner is the single most important driver because for example, in the US and Japan, 90% of the households air conditioner. The average in this region is about 20%. With the increasing temperatures and the increasing income levels, people buy air conditioners, which in turn pushes up the electricity consumption. Now, the question is, how are we going to meet that electricity demand growth? The renewable costs are going down from solar to geothermal, and the countries in the region should see how they make the most out of this rather cheap solar and also the geothermal technology developments. And on the consumption side, if the countries want to reduce their oil imports, the growing electric car sales is another dimension. Today, globally, 1 out of 4 cars sold in the world is electric. 25% of all the cars sold electric. And this region, there's a big jump. It was 2024, 9% of all the cars sold was electric, and this year it is about 20%, almost double the share is electric cars. This is another issue. And finally, maybe there is a room for improving the efficiency of the energy we use. It can be the air conditioners, it can be the industrial motors, which could provide an important opportunity for the countries to save energy.
Dr. Birol says ASEAN must diversify its energy and trade sources, highlighting that critical minerals could define the next phase of the global energy landscape.
Critical minerals is the next chapter of the energy world, but not only energy world. Some people believe that the critical minerals are used only for the energy technologies, such as cars, such as solar panels or windmills. It is not true. It is only a part of the story. Critical minerals are used in the manufacturing industry, for chips, for defense, for drones, and many other things. And today, when we look at the world in terms of critical minerals mining, but more importantly, refining and processing, there is a major concentration on a very few number of countries, and one single country in Asia has an outsized role in the critical minerals domain. So at the IEA, when I look at all the numbers and the countries, the past and today, there is one lesson I learned on energy security. My golden rule number 1 for energy security is diversification. You have to diversify the imports of what you call energy, the diversification of the trade routes, diversification of the companies.
As ASEAN deepens cooperation on renewable energy, experts agree that speed, scale and stability will determine how successful the region can be in its transition. For Southeast Asia, the opportunity is clear. Build a cleaner, more connected energy future while ensuring affordability and security for its people. I'm Farhana Sheikh reporting from Singapore. Stay tuned for more only on Astro AWANI.